Hey everyone, it's Rich Tola, and welcome to Tola Talks on Monday, February 23rd, 2015. It's also Movie Monday, but we're not going to be reviewing a movie today because we're going to be talking about the Oscars, last night's 87th Academy Awards. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but first a quick celebrity shout out to Michael Phelps, the 29-year-old, 22-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time DUI recipient, and one-time Get Your Shit Together recipient here on the show. Well, he's engaged to be married to 2010 Miss California Nicole Johnson. Congrats, Michael Phelps. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the pool in another 2 months. He gets off suspension. So, hey, congrats on getting engaged. On that note, let's do a quick around the globe for the latest news. Two quick stories. We'll get into the Academy Awards. First, we're calling this one, When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Younger. What are we talking about? Honda Corporation. Everybody knows the Honda car, right? Well, there's been a massive recall. You guys saw that over faulty airbags, Takata airbags. Matter of fact, we did a show on November 12th when I was at LA Talk Radio. Paul Finizio, he's the attorney handling the Takata case, huge case. Well, between Takatas and the poor sales that Honda's had and the regulatory fine, $70 million worth, but kind of taking a hit lately. The CEO, Tanakabu Ito, has been forced out. He resigned, and he's making way for some younger people. Here's what he says. He said, changes will be coming up more and more rapidly, competition more severe. So I think now is a good time, management for a younger generation. Yeah, I like that. And he wants to revamp the entire operations of Honda. The thing is, Honda had a good month in January, but it's time for a change, and change is good. Change is necessary. Hey, we saw Jon Stewart stepping down after 17 years. It makes way for some new blood, some new energy. So, hey, congrats on Honda. By the way, Honda had a great January, so there's still a great car. Let's move over to our second story. We're calling it High Cholesterol, No Worries. You guys see the news today? Well, on February 10th, the Washington Post published a headline that said the U.S. government is poised to withdraw long-standing warnings about cholesterol. All right, what does this mean and why? Well, there was a 572-page scientific report of the 2015 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. Wow, that's a mouthful. Well, buried on page 91, not that you're going to read the report, but there's a paragraph that ends with this. Cholesterol is not a nutrient of concern for overconsumption. Basically, don't worry about high cholesterol. Well, what's happened over the years? 50 years ago, they've been talking about high cholesterol for more than 50 years. It's been in the crosshairs. And really what's happened is there was a shift from high cholesterol, eggs and etc., to high sugar diets, which made people more fat. Of course, fatter population. And speaking of fatter population, right, the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee wrote a letter to the USDA. The chairwoman, Barbara Millen, quoting her, she says, about 1/2 of all American adults, 117 million, have one or more preventable chronic diseases that relate to poor diet and physical inactivity. You think? Physical inactivity? What do I talk about all the time? She also says more than 2/3 of adults and 1/3 and 1/2 of children. 2/3 adults, 1/2 children are overweight or obese. I mean, there's no question about that. Okay, what do we do about that, people? We got to move to a society that's into working out more so than we've ever been. And you got to cut out the sodium, the sugar, right? No added sugars, the drinks with all the sugars in it, saturated fats. Everybody knows what to eat, fruits and vegetables, but you got to get on the culture kick for being healthy. So, hey, don't worry about cholesterol. Worry about working out and cutting back on your food intake and get rid of that obesity, okay? Speaking of which, we're going to give the Get Your Shit Together award today. We're going to move right into it. Anybody who is obese or overweight, you got to get your shit together. I talk about this all the time. I see it all the time. I see it on a daily basis. It's not that difficult to cut back, people. You need some help on that. Go back to my February 10th on 10 ways to lose weight, right? We talked about that. And go check out that show. And on that note, let's move over to Movie Monday, or The Oscars, the Academy Awards. All right, what did I think about it? Well, first of all, Neil Patrick Harris and Anna Kendrick's Jack Black, that first little song they did, I really liked that. I love Anna Kendrick. She was awesome. Pretty good host, not my favorite host. He wore the tighty whities. I mean, I was a little impressed by him. I thought he'd be a little bit skinnier, but hey, not too bad of a body there, Neil Patrick. This was all about justice and equality, right? You heard some of the speakers, Patricia Arquette, Common, so that's really what it's all about. No question we should have justice, and no question we should have equality. All right, how did I do, right? Last Friday, I gave 5 predictions. Well, I'm 2 for 5. Best picture went to Birdman. I predicted that. Would not have been my choice, but I did. Best actor, Eddie Redmayne. He edged out. I guess he edged out Bradley Cooper. Won to Bradley on that one. I didn't pick that. Best actress, I thought Reese Witherspoon. Now, I did not see Still Alice, Julianne Moore, who won. I didn't see it, but I'm sure she did an amazing job. Best director, I thought it was The Boyhood, but it went to Birdman, right? Alejandro. So congrats. And best animated feature, I got that right. Big Hero 6. So I'm 2 for 5, but let's talk about the fashion, because I watched E! Before the show, right? Who was on that? Khloe Kardashian. She's pretty candid. I like her. She's no bullshit. Julianne Rancic, Kelly Osbourne, right? Of course, related to Ozzy. And they were all over it. A lot of women's stuff. But here's my favorite fashion. Women, of course. Forget about the guys' tuxedos. But Margot Robbie, I loved her in that black. Rosamund Pike in all red was stunning. I liked Reese Witherspoon had the white thing going on. She looked good. J-Lo, loved that dress. That color was kind of. The more I looked at the color, the more I liked it. And Scarlett Johansson, emerald green, smoking hot. I would have got rid of that neck piece, but other than that, I mean, some really good fat. Lady Gaga, I mean, she looked like she stepped out of A Clockwork Orange, or maybe that film from 1973, Sleeper. Remember that, Woody Allen? But she was awesome performance-wise, tremendous. And how about John Travolta? I don't know what he was doing with his hands on Idina Menzel, but yeah, that was going on. And here's a couple things I wasn't sure of here. Jared Leto with the white shoes. I mean, what's this, Officer and a Gentleman? Or Will.I.am? He looked like Jailhouse Chic to me. And Kevin Hart, I mean, all he needed was a big S on his chest for that. I don't know. And then Jeff Goldblum, I will tell you, Jeff, you're aging well. You look tremendous. So, by the way, the ratings are off 10% from they were last year. But great show, guys. And again, Khloe Kardashian, I'm impressed by her candidness. Overall, it was a great night, right? Congrats to all the winners. Awesome show. So, hey, guys, on that note, I'm Rich Tola. And remember, dreams do come true. But hey, what do I know?